Hey readers, it's Jewel Quinlan here, and this is going to be one of my final videos on this Happily Ever After playlist that I've put together. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a playlist about my own personal Happily Ever After. I'm Jewel Quinlan. I'm a romance author. I write paranormal and contemporary romance, and I'm doing this playlist because I'm 51 and I'm getting married for the first and last time in my life. And I was just talking about my own journey because, you know, a lot of people think that it's, you know, near impossible to find a partner and get married so late in life. But since I started putting together this playlist, I've actually met a lot of people who are getting married later in life. A lot of them were for like the second time, but you know, everyone still seems to believe in marriage, and I know a lot of people have been happily married for a very long time. So that being said, the topic for today is on manifesting, because I believe in the power of intention, and I believe in the power that we all have as energy beings, and that we send energy out from ourselves. I'm actually doing a whole other playlist on manifesting because I went down like a rabbit hole to understand manifesting, like what might I be missing. So I'm going to do a whole other playlist on the books I've read and just some of the tips and tricks I've uncovered from people who talk about manifesting, because I just found it very interesting. There's been a lot of authors on this subject for a very long time, and actually a lot of science, if you will, behind the fact that we are energy beings, and that intention setting itself, like as an energy being, there's actually studies behind that as well. And a good place to go for information on that would be the Tiller Foundation. The Tiller Foundation's website. I'll put a link for you guys so you can check that out. But anyway, I have my sign behind me. It says grateful, because I am so grateful for so many things in my life, but just to actually be at this point as well. Like a lot of you guys, I have put together vision boards. I've put together mind movies. I have like mind movie software. I do meditate. I journal. I do all of those things. And as I've talked about on some of my other videos, I'm sorry about the AC just kicked on. It's pretty hot outside, so I'm about to go for a walk, but I'm like rethinking it because it's like 90 something degrees. But anyway, that being said, you know, like many of you, I've done all those things, right? I have done all those things. And some of us get like really bitter about it, which I certainly did too. I'm like, I'm doing all this work, I'm doing all the things they're telling me to do. I have a friend recently who said the same thing. She was like, you know, I've done all that stuff. I've had the crystals, I've set the intentions, I've made the space for whoever it is, I've imagined down to the nitty-gritty detail what that's going to be like. And I only want to talk about my own journey. That's what this playlist is about. I'm not here to give anyone advice or anything. But for me, what I found is that you can do all the work as far as like nailing down what you want, right? I did all of that. I was like, this is what I want. I'm putting my order into the universe, right? We've all heard about that, giving our order to the universe deal. And that's fine, but then you have to like open the doors to it, right? And I finally realized this for myself, because I'm a follower of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love his books. I've been to many of his retreats, but he's always talking about the unknown. And I've realized in my life, and it's not just in finding a partner, but in a lot of different things in my life, that you actually have to go out and like seek the unknown, right? Because if the stuff you wanted was gonna come through things that you already knew about, like the things I already knew about, like the things I could imagine, like let's say I wanted to be a doctor, I already knew like I had to do A, B, and C to get that, right? the point I'm making is that if my partner, I finally decided, if my partner was going to come to me and I don't know him and I don't know where he's going to come from, he's not going to come to me from things I already know, right? Because then I would have already found him. It's just so backwards. It's kind of weird. So it's like, you know, so I had to think of like, how do I open the doors to the unknown? I mean, I guess you could say it this way, would I allow the unknown to reach me, right? How could I make it possible for something new and different to happen in my life, even in small ways, that would allow something unknown to reach me? Because I finally figured out, and I know I've heard people say this before, like, you're not going to find anything just sitting around your house. And I took that to heart. And so I make efforts to go out and explore new things daily. And it's not even stuff that's expensive. I just went and near my house, I've lived here for 2 years where I am right now. And there's hiking trails nearby. And I, for some reason, had never taken, there's a shuttle that, there's a hard time getting parking at the trailheads, right? So I'm like, and I always see this stand that talks about the shuttle. I'm like, why don't I try the shuttle finally? I usually do get lucky on the parking, and it's like $5 to park, so it's not even expensive. But I'm like, what if I just try out this shuttle? And then I never went into this state park that's near me too. Well, the shuttle goes into the state park, so you don't have to like go in. And I'm like, it's so funny what you think is such a block, and it's like, well, why don't I get a day pass and go hike in this park? And the day pass turned out, I met people on the shuttle who told me about the day pass, and that's how I found that out. Because sometimes it's just so daunting sometimes to try to do new things, but just parking in the free parking lot, riding the free shuttle, then I paid the $4 to go into the park and hike these trails that were just amazing. But I actually met several people just on the trails, just walking, men and women, groups, whatever, just being friendly. And it's through little things like that in my life I have unlocked the doors to the unknown, even in terms of finding my partner. It's just, I think one of the first times we talked to each other, I was walking my dog and he was out there grilling. And I just said something like, hey, that smells good. What's for dinner? And like, I can't even remember what I said. It was super casual. And he's like, it's this. And I said, okay, I'll be back after I finish walking the dog. And we just laughed, So I didn't come back or anything. I was just joking. But it like just opened the door to start to get to know him, that kind of thing. And for me, for a lot of things in my life, little things like that, just being open to trying new and different things, really has unlocked the potentials to reach me. Even today, this morning, I was somewhere and I ended up talking to a new person and found out that they're also an author, and they have this little writing group. And I had been wanting to connect with a writing group, because it's good when you're around other like-minded people. I found that I need motivation to finish a couple of books I'm working on, and just lo and behold, I was standing around. I mean, I wasn't particularly in the mood to be, having small talk or conversation, but I ended up meeting actually several new people, and I think I mentioned it. I'm like, I think there's a writing group here as one of the components of this place I was in. And she's like, yeah, that's me, that's my group. And it's just synchronicities. There's like these little things that will happen if you just open the door to the unknown in small ways. It's just little things like that, I think, that make these possibilities happen. So anyway, I don't know if this speaks to you or makes sense to you, but yeah, sure. Should you stop intending or visioning or imagining what you want? No, of course you should not. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like, if I don't really point my energies in a direction, I'll never bring into my life that which truly speaks to me, which I truly want to experience in this lifetime. And it's good to get in touch with what truly satisfies me in my lifetime. I found that at one point I was spending money on a bunch of stuff I didn't want, only because I wasn't shooting at stuff I did want, and then feeling the satisfaction of getting those things. And that has to do more with like shopping and clothes, right? So rather than blow a bunch of money at Target, I focused on getting, hey, I want these really cool leather boots I saw, and like saving up and buying them was so much more satisfying. But yeah, do I still do my movies and intentions and vision boarding? I have a vision board I'm working on now, yes. But should I also open the doors of allow the unknown to reach me, to find ways to make that happen? I also do that as well. And it's really served me in a lot of different ways, even finding new friends, finding new adventures on vacation. I one time read about snow polo in Kitzbühel, Austria during the winter. It was like polo in the winter time. And I thought, like, that would be super cool to go to that. And then the next time I went, I actually met someone who hooked me up with a ticket, and there I was at the snow polo match randomly. Like, it came to me because I just ended up connecting with people on vacation and putting that out there. And just crazy. It's crazy how these things happen. But I think everything's possible. I think don't give up. And I think everything's trying to reach you. You just have to leave some doors and windows open. I don't really know how else to say it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm doing my best to tell my stories. I'm gonna do some other random, I love telling stories by video, I'm finding. So also, in addition to writing my books, I'll start posting some stuff, like my whole adventure into the park, and that I hiked to this what used to be a hotel up there, and saw that, and awesome views of the mountains in my last adventure, and taking the free shuttle. Woohoo! But I think part of why people are afraid of things is they've never been exposed to things. It's hard to open those doors sometimes when you don't know what's on the other side. So maybe sometimes the videos might help you if you see me going through the motions of trying something new. As adults, like, how much newness do we get in our everyday lives, you know? We have to like seek it out. We have to like break the pattern of, you know, coffee, work, come home, you're tired, the other routines you have to do, and then you go to bed. And it's like, you really have to make an effort now to branch out, I'm finding. And so I keep trying to. Okay, I'll stop rambling on. Thanks for being here. I would also love to gift you guys with a free read of a short story. So I'll put a link on where to get that as well. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, put a nice review. And if you didn't, then that's fine too. Not your cup of tea. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So, all right. See you guys. Bye.